talking a little bit about adjustable timing gears on a P-pump. Now, this is something that I recommend to you guys to always do if you can afford it. All right, so we got some stuff set out here for props, I guess you would say. You know, lots of guys say, oh, what horsepower should I put in an adjustable timing gear? Do I need an adjustable timing gear? I get questions like that all the time. Now, my opinion is yes, you should have one. Now, I don't really care about horsepower range. If you run a P-pump 12 valve all the time and you like to have some performance out of it. Now, if you're talking stock trucks or basically stock trucks, do you need one? No. I still recommend it myself personally, especially if you can't set the timing yourself, like the normal way with a dial and a gauge and like this kind of idea. I do recommend, especially if you're building a new engine, just put an adjustable timing gear in it. The only thing is you do have to put a front cover on it so you can adjust the timing. Now, if you don't want to be changing the timing, you don't have to do this. The issue is with a stock cover, you can't, stock cover right here. Now, bear with me, this is actually for, so this is the stock cover versus the hole in that cover. So that's the reason you can't do it on a regular cover. Now, can you cut the piece out, weld a piece in and have an adapter? Yes. Actually, Jeff, one of the guys that follows me on here, he's actually doing a really nice build on his truck. I'll ask him if I can put some pictures in. It's going to be a super nice build. New engine, compounds. It's going to be a nice, he's doing a super nice job. But he actually made one up for his, instead of doing the adjustable, like doing a cover like this. I like these covers, but there's a few reasons I like. We'll get into that in a minute. But the adjustable timing gear, the biggest reason that I always recommend it for it. So if you look at this shaft, yes, it does have the Keyway in it, which I don't think actually helps in this scenario. It does with the adjustable timing gear, obviously, but for argument's sake, for the reason why you do it, this actually makes it worse, or the Keyway makes it worse. Now this is the stock gear, they rely on this taper to hold this shaft from indexing, so moving back and forth, right? Now, if this gets scored up at all, or because they do shift over time, or if this gets screwed up, like if you look inside there, you can actually see where the Keyway was sitting. It's discolored in there. If these get screwed up at all, this doesn't want to hold on this or vice versa. Now, what happens is you set the timing, it'll slip. Now, I've done a lot of timing over the years. Not really, it's just one of those things. I've done timing lots of times. Once in a while, you'll have one slip. Part that sucks when it slips, especially after you've just done it, usually it slips and the truck won't run. So now you're sitting at a stop sign, truck won't run. Or you're down the road, now truck won't run. So now you have to screw around with it on the side of the road. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, or it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. So, and then you have timing creep. So over time, heat cycles and all that stuff, your timing will start to go down a little bit, and it kind of gets to a certain point, and then it'll stop there. But I've seen them as low as 6 degrees, and the guy was like, oh, it's got 16 degrees in it. Now, was it timed wrong? I can't tell. But I know that I've lots of them over the years, ones that were stock trucks, had been together for years, and they were 6, 7, 8 degrees. Now, will it run there? Yes. But are you going to have the optimal fuel mileage and they start really nice with low timing, but they don't make any power. This video is sponsored by Cutter Up Auto. That's the t-shirt I'm wearing today. But we have lots of t-shirts on the website. You guys want to check them out? If you guys want to check them out, it's cutteruprob.com. I have this one. This one has the Cutter Up logo on the front. And this one is actually just completely black on the front. Let me know down in the comments if you guys bought one of these t-shirts. And if you think I should do something different, if I should have something on the front and the back or what. So basically what all of this really comes down to it for 99% of guys is the ability to know, the security to know that this is not going to slip on this. Because you put this Keyway in there, right? Now, there is more than one design of these gears. This is the one, I call JD's design, which he was, I think, the original guy to do it. I honestly don't even know if he still does them or not. I don't have his phone number anymore, and his website doesn't work. So I don't know if he builds them for these guys, and then these guys resell them. That I'm not sure of. But comes with a keyway. It's just a metric keyway. Or, metric keyway. Or half moon, whatever you want to call it. I know there's a proper name for it. I just can't think of it at the moment. And this actually is going to go, well, I guess I don't have to show you. Put the keyway on there. You slide this on, and it's pinned. It isn't moving. It's not going anywhere. Now, I've never had one of these mess up. I know lots of people say, oh, well, these ones mess up. I don't like these ones. Now, when I put these on, this is directly, I just took it out of the packaging. These cap head screws that they use, I don't use those ones. I actually take them out and throw them away. And the reason for that is, if you look at the head on them is super, like this width from the threads to the edge of the bolt is super narrow. So I actually put one that has a wider head on it. And I think that's the reason people have problems with it. They over torque it a couple times and then it doesn't tighten properly. So when I sell these or install them or anything, I change these bolts to different bolts. And these ones are stainless. I'm not a proponent of stainless bolts in a lot of applications, depending on what you're using it for. If it's a beautification thing, then whatever. But I'm not a huge stainless guy as far as that goes. I'd rather have the bigger head on the bolt. But your timing can't slip if you have one of these. Also, if you want to do a timing change. So when I was running a 12 valve in the winter time, basically I would have a winter tune and I would have a summer tune. So in the winter time, I'd pull some timing out of it. Lots of times, depending on what I was doing, sometimes I would switch injectors. And I would put a different AFC on that was tuned differently, depending on what I was doing, what the engine was, or whatever. We can get into that another time. Maybe I'm actually looking for a 3500 Dodge with a flat deck on it to put a high ab or a little boom, knuckle boom on. But I haven't found one yet. I'd really like to find one with a knuckle boom already on it, but I haven't found that either. But that's a down the road thing, but I am looking. But if you have something that you're making, let's say, more than 400 horsepower, 400 horsepower, which I realize there's lots of you guys, I do recommend to have this. It's super easy to change the timing. You never have to worry about it slipping. And even you guys are just, towing, you want a super reliable truck. This, in my opinion, with this front cover is worth the money. Now, I realize they're not cheap, but worth the money in my opinion. These I do have on my website. You can buy. I ship directly out of the United States. And then also for you guys in Canada, I do stock them in-house, so I can ship them out relatively quick. Now, there's a few upsides to these myself, for me anyway. You want one, you're going to, you have your spot for your adjustable timing gear. This is just where your accessory drive goes. So there's just a plug that goes in there. I have all these for this. I didn't want to take them out of the packaging. I'll show you a picture. I can put a picture up. I'm sure you guys have seen. But also, one really nice thing, if you have, so your front seal just bolts on here. If you have a front seal leak, you take your harmonic balancer off, the 4 bolts, and go, put a new front seal on. You can, 25 minutes, you can have a front seal in that. So that is one nice thing. It's a serviceability, I guess, thing. The front covers, you can buy these front covers that don't have these removable. I think that's 100% silly. I realize the reason the guys that built them did it that way because it was easier. But, if you're going to spend the money, if you had to do one front seal in this thing, that would pay for the cover. If you're paying somebody to do it. If you're doing it yourself, then it's just time. But it depends. I value my time quite a bit nowadays. So for me, knowing that if I need to do a front seal, it's 20 minutes on a front seal. That cover by itself, not even just doing the adjustable timing gear, is worth it in my opinion. But if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to do this, worth in my opinion. But that's the reason I really like the adjustable timing gear. It's easy to adjust, can't slip, and then you get, if you do the front cover, you get that. So it's a reliability, quicker maintenance, reliability. A reliability thing is big for me. So, if you have a truck that you're towing with, it doesn't have to be a hot rod or anything like that. Let's say a 300 horse truck, and you have that and it's pinned, it can't slip. You're on the side of the highway, that thing slips, towing the RV with the wife and the kids. I can guarantee you, if it slips, your wife's getting mad at you. If it doesn't slip, your wife's not going to be mad at you. So would you rather her be being mad because you spent the money on the front cover and the adjustable timing gear, or mad on the side of the road that she's not going camping because you didn't? That's food for thought. Anyways, hopefully that helps you guys out. If you know whether you're interested in doing this, I 100% think that yes, you should do an adjustable timing gear, and yes, you should do the front cover. Keep the shiny side up, and we'll see you on the next one.